Obviously, Trump in much more recent, better form than Anthony. But Anthony definitely not to be taken lightly.
And there is precedent for a Hamilton victory over Trump, although the first chance falls to the world number one.
I feel like it's a big first frame for Ant. You know, if he drops one behind, then he's got to win all three to have a chance of going through.
I'm not divulging any state secrets here, Liam, but I spoke with Anthony an hour or so ago, and he was saying just how difficult he's finding it. We know he's got problems with his eyesight. It's bad enough when he's playing on a normal snooker table with a normal light, but under the TV light, he said he's having so much trouble focusing.
Yeah, he's got numerous sort of problems that are debilitating to snooker. He's got neck problems, back problems, obviously the eye issue that he says he just sees like beams of light over the table rather than, you know, a sort of clear image. And then obviously his cue as well. So, you know, he feels like he's on borrowed time in his career. Hopefully he can shows a little bit of what the old Anthony Hamilton was.
And the thing is, as you will know, Liam, there are moaners in snooker, but he's not one of them. So what he says, you believe.
Yeah, he's a grafter and he loves the game. And I think he's one of them people, if he physically could, he'd play till he was 100. Meanwhile, he's sort of a Judd Trump special, but unfortunately he's come almost touching ball to the blue, and not able to put a colour on his next shot. So it'll just be a safety shot.
Yellow ball. Judd Trump 1.
Well, can you believe that red found its way through all of that traffic to be over a pocket?
One.
Played that with extreme right hand side to bring the white
7.
down for the red over the pocket, and pink's on the black spot. So it's
8.
sort of normal service in the break building area.
not been as potent
14.
as normal when it comes to scoring today. Had a run of 64
15.
against Lawler, one of 87 against Walker. But you can't fault his professionalism.
21.
No, he stayed patient all day without being at his brilliant best. Hampered, right-handed. Not easy to play right-handed without having a hampered bridge hand.
22.
Wouldn't have wanted to take the black really, because it's going to go below the pink, closest to its own spot, which ties things up a little.
$29. $30.
Don't know whether you agree, Liam, but he's one of those players who I absolutely love to watch. He's got all the shots and a box of tricks that most haven't.
Yeah, he's got such more of a wide variety of shots than most players, and that's down to his extreme cue power.
Judd Trump, 30.
And today he's throwing in to the mix a few unexpected misses, such as that one.
One.
Anthony there said sorry with about as much feeling as you possibly can. Sorry, no, not really. Sorry. Yeah, half-hearted, wasn't it, that apology?
It's exceptionally funny when you have a fluke and then trickle them up behind the boat colour afterwards, isn't it?
One.
Not really sorry.
One of the rare occasions I've seen a player look genuinely sorry was in that epic semi-final in the World Championship last year, when Kyron had the fluke against Anthony McGill. Now, deep down he might not have been sorry, but he looked it.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, that semi-final. Well, the whole day was, wasn't it, with Selby and O'Sullivan later on that day. I think chances are we'll not see a day like that in snooker again, but obviously the sport throws up all sorts of things, and we may see something more spectacular than that.
Yeah, you're right, Liam. Quite often at World Championships over the years we've had a couple of one-sided affairs. So to have two go down to the wire on the same day was something else.
1.
And that was an all-out pot from Judd, and probably deserved to be on a colour. I think he's just gonna roll up behind the green and yellow, and this is going to be,
Judd Trump 1.
unless he's left a sliver of the red on the right hand side rail, it's going to be tough for Ant to come out of this snooker and get it safe. He'll be hoping for a glancing blow on one of the reds and then the cue ball to find some sort of safety. It's going to be tough.
Well, a good outcome in terms of leaving nothing on, but he might be in a similar predicament in a moment.
Pretty sure this time he can see the red on the right hand side rail. So a chance for him to get his own back here, if you like, and get in behind them 3 colours at the bottom of the table.
Hit that so badly, Liam.
Yeah, way too much stun in the cue ball. No travel on the white to bring the white over. Looks as if Judd straight down for a red in the middle. Almost feels like frame ball.
1.
Yeah, maybe 10 inches away from getting the snooker and leaving the red.
Five. 6. 11. 12.
Judd going along nicely here to close out this first frame.
The way Hamilton's playing,
19.
I think more to the point, the way he's feeling gives this match
20.
an aura of inevitability, but never take anything for granted in snooker.
No, he seemed a little frustrated for large parts of the day. You can't blame him really. He's been
26.
so used to producing a high level of snooker for years that it must be tough to accept you're not playing to the level that he admittedly would say that he once was.
33. 34.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Must be horrible for him.
$41. Foul. Judd Trump 41.
Well, the break
4.
ends at 41, and indeed, so does the frame. So Judd Trump needs one more frame to top Group 1 in this, the Bet Victor Championship League. Will he do so? Find out after the break. 31 of the 32 players involved in the second stage of the Bet-Victor Championship League have their places secure. Just one more question to be answered. Will Judd Trump, the top seed, fill out the lineup? Everything suggests he will. He needs one more of a potential next 3 frames. They've only played these two on one previous occasion in the Championship League. It was in 2019. Hamilton won 3-0 actually. Head-to-head wise in other tournaments, Trump leads 5-1. Hamilton's lone victory 5-4 in the last 32 of the 2013 German Masters.
One.
Good long red from Judd. Didn't really know where the white was going. So he collided and left a cut back black if he wishes to take it on, which, as Judd does, takes a difficult pot on and gets it and opens up the frame.
You know, Liam, that's such a good shot, because that kind of slowly rolled black to that pocket has been drifting up towards the left-hand jaw, so he's done really well to knock that in.
Yeah, and I think he helps himself by almost getting straight down for them type of shots, not giving himself a second thought. Definitely increases his chances of making them difficult pots where if he misses them there's a lot to be left on for his opponents.
Well, another case there, just not quite as sharp as normal. It will come.
Yeah, them little flicks are important, aren't they?
14.
The difference between making frame-winning breaks and breaking down. But yeah, first tournament of the season, so you can forgive everybody for being a little bit rusty, and it's as tough for the top players as it is for everybody else. I think sometimes people forget that. They feel it just like everybody.
Yes, certain players have hit the ground running. Players like Nopon Sankam, Yan Bingtao. Thought Stuart Bingham played very nicely as well at times. And also a big shout out to Mark Allen, the group winner today on the other table, who made 3 centuries. Generally speaking though, players have exhibited rust. Now what can Hamilton do here? Remember, in the 3rd frame against Walker earlier today, he made a century.
Yeah, he opened this visit up with a good strike on a red queuing from the side rail, typical Ant straight queuing. And he's in the balls now. And as we said before, this is where Anthony is at his strongest.
Eight. Lamb. 12.
Hamilton's definitely picked up the pace a little bit in this break. I think he usually looks a better player when he does that. Finds his rhythm.
You know, Liam, I think everyone looks a better player and looks more comfortable when they play a little faster. Can't imagine anyone slowing down and improving. Might take their opponent off, but in terms of their own quality of standard.
Yeah, I'd imagine that most of the players on tour, when they're practicing at home against other pros and people they play in the club, they play a lot quicker than
18.
sometimes they do in matches, and yeah, usually a hindrance to performance. Instinct is usually the best way.
$19.
Just tying up some loose ends from the other group. Action now over on table 2 for the day, for the week. The last match on saw Mitchell Mann and Daniel Womersley play out a 2-all draw. So Mark Allen wins the group with 7 points. Mann is in second place with 5. Womersley in third with 2. And Chris Wakelin at the foot of the table with just a single point.
$26.
Just looking where to leave the white after putting this pink to the right centre. I think this break will be built mainly on pinks because of the position of the red adjacent to the black. Interestingly, when you build a break around the pink, you tend to use less cushions. You sort of just little stuns and screws around that pink spot. He's overscrewed that a little bit.
32.
I think he's got to play some kind of brush cannon on this red next to the sort of bottom right of the pink.
$33.
You can never fully legislate where the cue ball's going when you do that. It's actually dropped ideally.
Yeah, we've been pleased to see the red travel to the bulk end and made his position much easier off that brown.
37.
Didn't have to play a positional shot where the white was travelling a long distance. Oh, he seems to time them run throughs very well. Seems to get a lot of acceleration on the white after making contact with the object ball as he did there.
$41.
Well, the little nudge off the pink helped matters. Did well actually to swing the cue ball past the blue.
Yeah, generated a lot of power off that green. Lots of stun with left hand side. Red to right centre.
$42.
lead to 28. Pink leaves him 34. So we'll need 3 of these 5 reds to close the frame out.
$48. $49.
Useless. Well, I think you heard that. Useless, he says. That wasn't.
56.
No, I think he's referring to his own high standards of cue ball control there, Ant. And that red slammed into the green pocket was half aggression, half skill.
He's been a pro 30 years. Liam. Been a pro 30 years. I don't think I've ever seen Hamilton so animated as he has been today, and that won't improve his mood either.
Anthony Hamilton, 56.
I've only been alive 30 years, Phil.
Anthony, if you could, just in case there's a game still on, okay? I don't know if it's still on, okay?
Actually there, John Pellew warning Anthony that there might still be a match on, so keep his voice down when he's admonishing himself at the table. There is no match on though, so he's fine. But Pellew doesn't know that.
Just played a good safety there, removing the red from the side rail. Anthony's under a little bit of pressure now. Lead at 42. Doesn't want to leave a counter-attack for Judd. He's played that well, leaving the red to the right-hand side of the table, knowing the black is covering the right-hand corner pocket.
By the way, stay tuned for the next frame, because that's when we'll reveal our competition winner for today. As for Trump, though, he hasn't won the group yet.
This is a big safety exchange here, with the black hanging over the corner pocket. I feel like whoever puts the next red is going to almost go favourite, even with the 42-point lead of Hamilton.
Doesn't want to turn this over.
Foul. And a miss for Judd Trump.
Well, it's 4 penalty points, but that was preferable to hitting the red and leaving it on.
back that way.
Slab bridge, John,
Okay.
yeah. So.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
You can see a red full on. So this will be the last attempt at this type of shot. He played that well. Good contact on the red.
When you've got a black over a pocket like this, so often the remaining reds congregate around it.
Yeah, it's like an added insurance to a safety shot, isn't it? Leaving the red balls somewhere near a pocket that's covered. It means you don't have to rely on positioning a cue ball on safeties quite so much.
Could actually go on for ages, this.
Tried a little back double there, knowing that if it went in, chances are he'd have won a frame off that.
Trump was playing with fire there. Even this late in a frame, if it was basically level board, you might see a situation where the two players mutually agree to re-rack, but there's no way Hamilton's going to agree to that. Well, where the green's gone, that's made Trump's chance of a clearance just a little more difficult. Assuming, of course, he gets the opportunity.
Have a look at this.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all 3 reds back in open play. And a little kiss on the blue, which means that the green now goes again into in its own green pocket.
Touching ball.
Chance to put a bulk colour safe now with the touching ball. Which he hasn't done. He was disappointed with that, the way that he walked away from the shot. I think maybe the cue ball's turned slightly to the right as we look, which meant that he's caught the yellow a bit thin.
Hamilton fighting for his life in terms of topping the group. Trump showing no signs of impatience. Something of a stalemate, this.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward situation for Anthony to be in. He wants to keep it tight, but he also doesn't want the re-rack to come into play at all, to even become an option, which it's not, because he's left an easy red to the right centre off that safety shot from Trump.
Yeah, as soon as I said Trump showing no sign of impatience, he showed a sign of impatience.
One.
Oh, he's flirted with the left centre then. You'd think for all the world he would have been on the black. Well, he's not. I'm going to pink to the left centre. Which leaves Judd requiring a snooker. 45 the difference with 43 remaining.
7. Anthony Hamilton, 7.
Hamilton knows the task isn't complete yet, mind you. Especially with the black. Where it is, you could always knock that in and give 7 penalty points away. That would be calamitous.
Good shot from Anthony there. Tracking the cue ball up into close to the yellow pocket. Getting the snooker. And that'll leave
Foul.
Judd needing an extra snooker.
4. Anthony Hamilton. Frame conceded. Frame.
Well,
Anthony
Judd
Hamilton.
now concedes the frame, and so all bets are off. Hamilton refusing to give up the ghost. He's stubborn. He's won that frame. It was a scrappy affair. He's back on level terms. He could still top the group. It's Judd Trump 1, Anthony Hamilton 1. You never know with these 4-player groups in the Bedvictor Championship League. We've had some of them where the table topper has been decided after just 4 matches. This group, though, the last of the first phase, it's gone down to the last match, and if Hamilton were to win this frame, it would go down to the very last frame. Remember, Hamilton has to win 3-1. Trump, in order to top the table, needs only a 2-all draw.
Caught a safety thin. Collided with the red on the left hand side of the table, and has left Judd a fairly easy starter. He'll have been disappointed with that, having put a little bit of pressure on Judd to hand the advantage straight over.
And he will want to put this to bed as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to go into that last frame of the day with his fate undecided. Anything in a single frame can happen.
Three. 4.
Now, keeping my promise to give you the competition winner before this frame really develops, resident quizmaster David Hendon asked this question earlier. Judd Trump has lost in 2 Champion of Champions finals. Can you tell us who against? Well, of course, the answer was Ronnie O'Sullivan and Neil Robertson. 9. And the winner of our competition, and the recipient of 4 free tickets
10.
to see Judd play at the Champion of Champions in November is, drumroll, Zoe Collins. Congratulations, Zoe. See you in Bolton.
17. 18.
Very quickly in this break, he's opened up the black into both pockets.
25. 26. 33. 34.
Play the cannon to the left of the bunch, just a hold for the red into the right corner. Little gentle cannon. It could bring another couple of reds into play
41.
in potting this red.
42.
Just the one comes out and briskly to a 40+ point lead. A slightly loose positional
49.
shot from Judd, leaving the red into the green pocket rather than the right centre. The test is queuing a little.
50.
Which he passed with flying colours.
Yeah, that was a beauty, because when you drop out of position, sometimes you feel a little aggrieved and your concentration is affected by it. Not perfect position there either. The cue ball not travelling quite as far
57.
as he anticipated, but he's still on the red. And now the winning line is drawing ever closer.
58.
One big shot here really on the brown to get nice position on a loose red, which you would need with a colour following to leave Anthony requiring snookers. Kind of could have been on that into the corner or the middle. He's landed a bit in between, but he's going to take it to the right middle.
63.
On a low black for the frame.
What a classy way to put the stamp on the group.
70.
And again, no worries there about bringing reds into play, even though it was frame ball. Still remaining aggressive and playing in his natural manner, which is why he's such a great champion.
$78. 79.
Now can he go on to make his first century of the day? His first century of the season. What's about to be a multitude of them.
86. 87. 92.
Ah, that's a shame. No three-figure contribution from Judd Trump. But his break of 92 after Hamilton's safety misjudgment means that Trump will top the group. Just one more frame to go, and I think after the break we might see some Judd Trump exhibition shots with his task complete. The entire last 32 lineup in the Bedvictor Championship League is now in place, and we've got two superstars who've come through today. Mark Allen over on table 2 in Group 5, and now Judd Trump.
Could we see a smash here? Because it's a bit of a dead frame. I think it is. It's the Moscone Cup.
Yeah, in 9-ball pool they have specific break cues. Maybe Anthony should have had one there to split them even more widely.
Gents, I think the wrong one broke.
You are joking. John Pellew saying the wrong player broke there. So this is farcical.
Yeah, it was your break.
It was Trump's break.
I'll have to set them back up.
He's got to set them back up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, he's not. I think he's.
I was going to there.
I think it was Ant's break.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, but
sorry, I mixed up.
I think he's happy that he's left Judd in some ways. He wants it over.
They say you see something new every day. In snooker, that's definitely the case.
Judd's calling a max if he can get on the black.
One.
And a cheeky nudge on the red, off the cushion.
Eight.
Well, it was close to a maximum, Liam.
That's
Only
okay.
139 off.
Yeah, might get
One.
a big break now from Ant. And I think it'll be pretty brisk.
Eight. Nine. Sixteen.
I called that one wrong as well then.
16.
We might get a max in about 20 visits.
One.
In the defence of both players, when the air is out of the balloon and your concentration's gone, it is tough to play properly.
Eight.
That's the thing in round robin snooker, you can get dead frames, and in this group there's only one.
Fourteen. 15.
Back in the day in the World Championship, pre-TV,
20.
their income,
21.
the pros, depended on the crowd. And so even if one of the pros won a very lengthy match by a massive distance, they played the dead frames.
I said he played all frames. Sort of
27.
like league snooker in a fashion.
28.
This is speed snooker.
34.
Good practice for the shootout.
Yeah,
35.
shootout without the buzzer going off here.
41. 42. 46.
This is the 100 metres of snooker, the equivalent of sub 10 seconds.
52.
Yeah, thought we might see a few
53.
of what Judd Trump's known for. Deep screws and arcing cue balls. Towards the end of this frame.
60. 61.
I thought Anthony had conceded there because he's allowed to under the rules these days, but that would have been rather rum, depriving Trump of a century. He's not made many, really, has he?
69.
No, I think he's just talking to him while he makes this break, which is quite unusual.
76.
Obviously only happening because it's a dead frame, of course.
77.
But it'd be nice to see Judd make his first century of the campaign.
84. 84 frame a match. Judd Trump.
So there it is, the last frame. It didn't mean anything, it was academic, but we saw Judd Trump racing around the table, demonstrating his skills. Judd Trump defeats Anthony Hamilton 3-1. In fact, today, all of his matches have resulted in 3-1 victories for the world number one, and that's why he's topped Group 1. Here's confirmation. 9 points out of 9 for Trump, even though anyone would agree he wasn't at his sharpest. Hamilton has the consolation of second place in the group, and therefore £2,000. Third and £1,000 goes to Lee Walker. And finally, in fourth place, bottom of the table, it is the veteran Rod Lawler. Now, Table 2's action, Group 5, that finished a little earlier. Mark Allen was in tremendous form today, made 3 centuries, scored 7 points. He topped the table at the expense of Mitchell Mann,